Hello, everybody. We're day 4 of the year in the life of a student, which I keep calling day in the life, but it's not. It's a year of life. We're going through the journey of an academic year. We started Monday with an introduction to settling into uni and what assistive technology can help us do that and get, motivated and feel like we can achieve our success at university. So we looked at a few bits of tech then day 2, Izzy was all alone, sadly. Emily is meant to be with us. She was meant to be with us all week, but sadly she's not very well. So, and she was going to lead today's session, but it's me instead. So I'm stepping in. But Izzy was talking about lectures and help when you're going to lectures, which of course you do all year round. But we looked at that and note taking and, ways tech can help with lectures, seminars, that sort of thing. Yesterday, that was lots of tech. We were looking at research, reading and writing assignments and the tech behind all of that can help. And we're now moving on to day 4. So just 2 days to go. Tomorrow's all about revising and preparing for exams and doing exams. But today, all about group work. So doing group work, doing presentations when you're at uni, and also placements, because lots of courses require placements, especially when you get these, a lot of the apprenticeships is apprenticeship degrees, aren't they? How many days are they in uni? Is it like one day and then they're working for the rest of the time? I don't know.
It depends. I know from my experience, I have a daughter in a degree apprenticeship and she does 1 day at uni and then 4 days in work.
All right. So it's heavily work sided, but you've still got to study as well. So, and there is lots of tech that helps. But of course, like one placement is different to another placement. You might be placed in as a teacher. You might be training to be a nurse, you might be training to be an accountant, or is that architecture? Is it that daughter or the other one?
Nope, the other one. She's doing an audit course with a consultancy company. So it's audit and accountancy.
Wow. Yeah. But I think it's a better way to enter that profession because then you're learning while you work, aren't you?
Well,
and cost less.
Yes. So far, she's only cost me a fraction of twin one. But she has been able to join one of the cohorts. So she's actually been on live work from week 4 of her degree. So at the start of October, she was actually on a real life job online. Whereas students who are doing a business or a degree that has accountancy involved don't actually do that until year 3.
No. Wow. And then when you try to get a job, it's like, well, you need at least 2 years experience. And then if you don't have that experience, how do you get it? That's the stumbling block I came across when I was trying to get an accountant's job. In another life. Between teaching and this, I was doing accountancy. Anyway.
Never knew that, Mary. That's very interesting.
It's too boring. My dad told me it was too boring. He was an accountant and he knew it would be too boring for me and he was right. Anyway, back onto something much more interesting. Technology, right? So it's me showing my screen today, but doesn't mean that Gary and Izzy aren't going to talk. We're certainly going to discuss, because I think that's what the whole idea of this series is. It's like a discussion about the technology and taking a look at little bits of it, not formal demos or anything. So I shall share my screen and we'll talk about assistive technology that helps with group work and discussions, working together, internships and placements and that sort of thing. Right, share and my sound as well. Share. Okay, right. We're diving into MindMeister first of all. So we've got a variety of tech we're going to look at. But this is not, I will admit, this isn't my mind map. It's Gary has created it, haven't you, Gary? To show how it works collaboratively. We're going to all like add bits, I think, to this. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, this came about from, I suppose, my search and knowledge for examples, because I like to use case examples that are real. And we had the benefit of Twin 2 arriving home last night from uni for one night only. And we discussed how software and particularly MindMeister would be a really good fit to extend into group work, because as I've previously discussed there, she's actually a degree apprentice with a fairly well-known accountancy group. And one of the things they've been doing is, obviously they do presentations and group work and brainstorming, but almost a year prior to this, she was involved with meetings at school prior to university with this company. And what we realized that MindMeister is really suitable to support not only the students, but their support workers, the people that look after them through in-person events, remote events, even online and individual projects. And what we mean by that is she attended a number of live events and in-person events prior to joining the company and doing her degree, and then since that. And those teamwork events are very brainstorm heavy. So they like to get the students' information, their ideas, all down on the digital paper, essentially. So how they do that is they use large format displays like a Smart or a Promethean board. They're in a tutorial room that takes up to maybe 50 or 60 students, and they project or display their presentation, and then they talk about it and send them an email afterwards. But I sort of said, Georgina, look, if you could produce a much more professional job, you could do that with MindMeister, because
you could. Just everyone gets the link. You click share,
yep.
couldn't you?
Yep.
Click share, contributor there, and copy the link, send it to everybody, and then everybody can be adding all at the same time, can't they?
Yeah, and that's point in case, because two of her cohort weren't able to attend the very first event. So if you'd shared this document, not only they wouldn't have been excluded from adding information to the document, which they were, because they used just a team event where, yes, they could join in like we're doing and they could discuss it. But when each group went off on their own and they used the expanded canvas, they all had a separate area where they could add their ideas on screen to that event page. So essentially, those students could work from home and add their ideas. But not only that, the end of the event meant that everybody could go away with the shared map, as well as a professional exported version of that map into another document that the company could have emailed with their attachments. So it's even easier for them at controlling the whole situation, sending out professional documents afterwards. All the heavy lifting's done by MindMeister.
Yeah. So are you precious about this mind map, Gary?
Not at all. No, I'm precious about very little.
If I put the link in, I've just clicked on the copy link. If I put that into the web chat, anyone watching, hey, you can access that now. So you could add something. So you could add maybe a website link, appropriate, or a bit of text, or add a comment. So we can all do that. If anyone watching is unsure how to do it, just click on the bit that you want to, add to. Use the tab, like it says, or enter, and you can add an extra thing here. So if you want to, by all means, use that link and add something. And I think Gary and Izzy will be adding something as well. I'll just add some boring text. Here is some.
And this is useful because obviously there's no barrier to entry. So this is free to access for anyone that is sent the invite or the link. So students can use this, but also if you have a Meister account or even a free trial or a free account, you could take this mind map and duplicate it and then build on that separately. So you could have a group version, but also your own version, which you could use for your own project or your own coursework that is part of this. And then, of course, because Meister Suite has two products, MindMeister and MeisterTask, you could also then start populating out your diary with the end date of the project, but also subsequent events over the period of, say, a week or 2 weeks, where you can break down that whole work event into little manageable bite-sized pieces, say 15 minutes, half an hour. And then by the end of the 2-week or 3-week project, you've done most of your work. And again, if you've done it on the mind map, you can export it to a document and send it looking even more professional. So it works in both the individual case, online, remotely, and of course, as a group work project. So it uses its unique focus on simplicity, but also that deep interaction with talking in real time, sharing documents, collaborating both in person and remotely. But it has no barrier to entry, and it integrates all your tasks and diary entries perfectly with my.
Yeah, because we saw, I don't know if you saw that, we saw that Izzy was on here. She's added a comment here, haven't you, Izzy?
I've added a comment on that one, yeah, and then a link on the other one as well,
and a
below.
link on
Yeah,
the
on tailored CV, I think I put it in.
to
Or maybe it wasn't that one. I have popped a link somewhere.
It did. Well, you know what? When you're on a mind map, you think, oh, there's a link somewhere. I find that if you go on the outline view, it's easier to see where those links are. Do you see on the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
book? So you can see where there's a comment, there's a link there. Maybe that's it. Could be that one. So you can more easily see things that have been added to each bit, I think, in the outline view. And you can then just jump back into the mind map. Yeah, because you were saying about adding a task, weren't you, Gary? Because you can do that.
Yes.
You click on there, don't you? And then there's a dots.
Little kebab, yeah.
Then,
Farther up.
create a task. So I already have loads of projects in my Meister task. That's why it's there. But you can create a new project in Meister task. So I could do that, create a brand new one, and then add a few things. So this is moving us very smoothly on, actually, to Meister task, which is ideal for, well, not only if you're on placement, internships and stuff like that, but it's great for working collaboratively. We do at Aventino. We work collaboratively with it, and but also for students' work as well. It's really a great tool to help with students who struggle with organisation, maybe got ADHD or mental health difficulties. They just don't feel organised and feel overwhelmed maybe with things. They use MySass. It's going to make them feel a bit more organised, and everything's all in one place, and you can work together. So the first thing I wanted to show you, we will jump back to look at adding a task. Actually, we'll just do that first, because then we'll stay on the Meister task instead of jumping around. So if I wanted to add a task there, I'd just go like I did a moment ago, create task. I will use one that's there already, like Sam's test project. And you choose which bit of the project, open, and then you can add a task. Find the address for my placement. There we are, spell right. Then put a due date. And the great thing about this, well, I think it's a great thing, is, and I'm going to assign it to Izzy, she's going to find my placement. There we are, sorry. Oh dear. Oh no, it's because you don't want really to do that, do you? Oh, I know.
Mate, I'm not in the project, maybe.
I've not invited you.
I'm not in the call club for that one, I'm afraid.
No, I can get Sam to do it. it's got to be part of the project. I could have added her, but I don't think he would really want to be part of our.
No, we'll put Sam on that one, definitely.
Yeah, he
So,
could do
yeah.
an extra job. But the great thing is, I've made it so that in my master task, any task I add, if I add a date, it puts it in my Google Calendar. So that's going to make sure that I do it. So yeah, I've added the task there, so it's got a little date within the mind map. I can easily access it either via this little date. I can just open it in Meister Task, or I can just go into my Meister Task to see it there. So that's how they work together. They work really well together, MindMeister and Meister Task. A sister, I like that, Gary. Did you call them sister or sibling products?
Yes.
That's nice. I like that. Anyway, this is a real life. This is not a made up example of a project. This is a real one that we used at Avantido to arrange our AT Together event in Ireland last summer. There were at first loads of tasks in our open column, and then they gradually moved along, but then we had columns that weren't not, we didn't move tasks. They're not really tasks, they're lists. So we had a packing list to make sure that we brought everything we needed, and also we've got this column called done for when we'd completed the tasks. And we'd look at that, 61 different tasks. But I just wanted to share this with you because it's a good example of so many different elements of Meister tasks and how it makes it a real powerful tool in many ways for if you're on placement or when you're studying as well. Like in this in progress place, look, you can we can add an automation, set status to completed. So if I moved something into here, I know this isn't a task, but if I wanted to move this into the other column, it will automatically complete it for me. Watch this. Look, completed. Magic. So I'll move that back anyway. And so you can add automation, so it automatically does something. It could be like it moves it to another project if you move it into one column, or it can do all kinds of things. It can add a date, a completion date or something to it.
And are the columns customizable, Mary? So that if we've got packing here as a column, for example, with that little icon, you can kind of fully customize it, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
Add a one, and you can change the little picture as well that goes alongside it as well as customizing the name. So next year's plan. Yeah, we could call it that. We can change the colours so it looks, pretty. Add pictures and things like that. And then you can keep the tasks super simple. So it can be literally just a bit of text. Find a hotel. Or you can make it, quite a detailed thing. Like, so you can add. Look, I added the boarding passes. Look how organised I was. Boarding passes flying over. We've got a link here to who to contact. So I put his email address, his phone number, their flight information. All these tasks we had. We've got the address of the hotel. Loads of stuff all in one place, and everybody had access to that. And if it was a job for a particular person, like it was Sam's job here to make sure that his software was installed on his laptop, so that's why there's a little S there, because that was allocated to him. I had to pack the banners, so that's me. And then there's other tags. So this is allocated to people. The people are along the side here, and then you've got tags. So because we were going to 3 different places, I made tags for Belfast, Cork, and Dublin. But I think for unpacking, a packing tag. So you can actually filter it and only look at the things to do with one thing, like only see stuff to do with going to Dublin, for example. And you do that on the right hand side there. So then you can filter. Look, the tags, all of, none of, I don't want to see anything to do with before the event. So remove any of those, for example. So, but I don't want that there. So there's filters as well. So it's a really powerful tool for working together on a project, like an event, or it might be just an internal project, but you all need to work together, and then you can see what people have done. And it's a live, progressive project there. And a different example, so something a little bit in a different way you can use MyTask is you could have your own weekly task planner, which is sort of a general thing. Have the days of the week, make a list of your tasks, and then move them along. And then when you complete them, it is quite fun. Somebody said, "Oh, is there anything that happens when you've completed something?" So if I click complete task, watch this rocket go up into the sky. So there we are. Little well done for that. You get the rocket, and it's crossed off there. So that's MyTask. It is only as good as the content you put in, of course. So if this is being used and it's been given through DSA to help somebody who has challenges to do with organisation, it's really important that they have plenty of time with an AT trainer to set it up. Plus, and I've not got it open actually right now, there's iView Learning, which has got a big bank of little videos to help you get the most out of MyTask as well as all the other products we look at. So I don't think we've got time to look at iView, but we will be looking again at it tomorrow. And we did look at it yesterday, didn't we? And I think all week. Is it? We've looked.
Yeah, and I've got a webinar this afternoon as well. So if anyone wants to join that, that's a dedicated iView webinar at 4 o'clock. So
lots of detail there. So you don't even need to look at it. Come along to that. You'll find it on registration on our Aventino website on the events page if you want to register. It's not too late. Right. So that's MyTask, MindMeister, planning, mind mapping. Working collaboratively. Same goes with MyTask. They work really well together or separately if you want to. Really organising everything to do with placements, group work, but also individually as well is MyTask. Right, we shall move on. We're running out of time a little. Ivy Notes, that's also a really great tool for on placement, having meetings, because we've already looked at it on Tuesday about lectures. And yesterday we looked at it of using the content from a lecture to help with writing an essay. Again, Ivy Notes is useful for today's focus. It's useful because if you're having a meeting, you're worried about making notes and remembering what was said at the same time as being engaged in conversation during the meeting. Just click record on Ivy. It's going to transcribe it and make it into a mind map, because you might argue, well, if you're having an online meeting, Zoom does that anyway. You can have that. You can do it on Google Meet. You can have the notes, a summary, but it's not going to split it up into different sections like Ivy does, and you can't. There's so many extra tools in Ivy, isn't there, Izzy? I'm going to call you Ivy.
Yeah. I think I should change my name to Ivy, definitely. The one thing I will say as well is I think I have sort of Gemini switched on for any sort of Google meetings that we attend and that we're part of. But you get that resource when you're finished. Which is, you get a little summary, but very much Ivy Notes it's an active resource for sort of throughout the workshop, throughout the discussion, throughout the session. You can move things around, you can change colours, you can add links, drawings, comments. You can highlight things within the transcription if there's a particular element that you kind of want to revisit, something that doesn't make sense, and you can amend it as well. So any of these particular sections. If you click on even the title, Mary, as an example, you can change that. Oh, that's lovely.
Right.
That's
you like
one of my
that
favourites. That's lovely. That's very nice. Oh dear.
So I was just in the little editing thing while Ivy.
Yeah.
I was talking.
That's going to completely confuse me.
Oh, it is. So so I have now changed it. But we had this meeting, myself and Emily, who is not present today, poorly. But we had a chat, and it was a genuine chat about an event that's coming up, Positive Dyslexia event. It's in Liverpool. She wanted to know some information about it. So we had a meeting, and while we were having the meeting, I left Ivy Notes running so that we've got full transcript, and she can look back at what we were talking about. If maybe she forgot so what some of the plans are and things, you can have a look. But it, like, if she was like, oh no, I know she mentioned something about the tables or something. She can look up that. Now you can go into the menu here and find look up, but I just remember what the shortcut is. I can't find it. If I read out loud, you can read out loud.
Search in my map. Yeah, there it is.
I just know it's Control and F. It's like find, and it comes up. So if I type in table here, it will show me where a table is mentioned. Maybe I didn't mention a table. I will. I'll type in Liverpool because that'll be many places, won't it? Liverpool. Is it there? No.
It was wanting to do it then, wasn't it? It was popping up. Ooh. There you go. Oh, it was.
It's gone. Ooh. It might be user error, this. Right. Maybe I'll live. Oh, look, it's showing it already. Look where the LI is. Live. It just doesn't.
When you were hitting Mary, must be you.
Yeah, it's me. User error. Right, but it does find the different words. If you think, oh, I know, where is that in the recording? Or it's like traffic lights. What was I on about traffic lights for? You can click there, and then it can take you to that part of the of the transcript, and then you can listen back to there. What I was saying was, if you drive into Liverpool, from whatever direction, there are a million traffic lights, so it's actually much quicker to go by train. I've found that very much so.
You could also drag it as well, so you could, if there's a particular element that you think, oh, actually, I'd rather that sit under this particular nodule. Like every nodule within the map is customizable.
So I can move. Oh,
just drag. Yeah, there you go.
Gosh, my mouse skills are not good, are they? There. Oh dear!
Looks like you're tweaking the title now. You're having a little.
Yeah, I'm making a really weird mind map. I put that actually in the travel route on April 16th.
Oh, you've created a new branch. You can also do that. If you pop it, you want to create it as its own branch, you can do that, or you can pop it in an existing one. So yeah, all the nodules are customizable.
And if I wanted to, I could add a link, couldn't I, to where it is? It's on the Holiday Inn. I could paste that in there, or maybe a Google Maps link, so that I can, find that.
Or you can connect things as well. So if you press the connection that's just next to the link button, I believe,
all that,
and then you can connect different modules up together. This might be a step too far, Mary, with your mouse skills, but you can.
Advanced,
there we go. You've got it doing something. But
there, look
there we
that.
go.
Yes. There we are, connecting the two together. So I'm making progress there with my mouse. But yeah, connecting is good, especially if this was like when you're sort of analysing it for learning purposes. That's really useful because you're like, oh, actually that's connected to that. And when I'm writing the essay to do with this, you might want a reminder by having this line connecting, might you? Yes.
Absolutely.
So that is EveNotes, useful for meetings, very much useful for meetings. And you can use it on your phone, can't you? So you wouldn't have to take your laptop into a meeting and look a bit strange, like, what are you bringing that in for? You can just click on your... Is it a separate app, or you go into the browser, Izzy?
So you can either go into the browser or the dedicated Windows or Mac apps that are applicable. Yeah, you've got the option for both, essentially. You could also, as well, if in terms of using it in a collaborative way, you can share your EveNotes maps between different EveNotes users, or if you've got individual A that has EveNotes and individual B that perhaps doesn't, then you can download the map and the transcription as a PDF. So that's done by going down to the bottom there and exporting.
You go to export.
Yeah, and then you've got the options there for exporting either the map or the transcription.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's good. Yeah, because you might want to share it with someone who doesn't have it. Yes, exactly. That is good. Now, the reason I have my hand I'm holding my phone. I'm not like checking my WhatsApp or anything. I'm preparing myself for the next bit of technology, which is Study Key. I need to share my phone screen for this because Study Key is a app like an Android or I think it's just Android actually. an Android app, which is Study Key. We did have a look at it earlier in the week. It really helps with, especially those who've got mental health challenges, motivation, maybe depression, maybe overwhelm, anxiety, those sort of things. But also people with ADHD or being disorganized will help them with that as well. And also people who are autistic, and especially if they're going on placement, I think. So I'm just going to share my screen. Where is it? Here we are. So like last time, I'm going to just enlarge the screen. I have Study Key open. Now, so we already looked on Monday about all the setup, and we've also you've got check-ins. So if there are particular challenges like attending a lecture, for example, Ivy will, not Ivy, we moved on from Ivy. You might be using Ivy in the lecture, but you might want Study Key to check in on you just before your lecture. So a little icon of the Study Key face will appear at the top where it says 1331. There'll be a little check-in. And when you click on it, it asks how you're feeling about something. Now you're in control of what it's going to say and what it's checking in on, but it's a daily thing. So you set it for a particular time of the day, and we'll ask you each day. And then the insights is where you have a look at how you're doing with all of those. So I've got 5 challenges going on, and I can have a look at how I'm feeling about those challenges. But I think when you're on placement or going to a placement, especially people who are autistic and worried about the change, often that's a common challenge for autistic people. It's difficult for changes, things that are new, and what it's going to be like. It's good to be prepared and know lots of detail about it. So if you're going on placement, you might want to use the toolkit to add information about your placement, so you can have a look at it on your phone, and so it's not so new for you and you're reassured about the information. So I've just clicked on placement, so I've got various sections. So I've got placement, university life, and assignment. So if I click on placement, and then I've taken a photograph of a document that gives me a bit of information about it, so I can quickly refer to that. So, but if you were like on placement as a nurse, there might be procedures you need to do as a nurse, and you're a bit worried that because you're new, everything's new, you're worried about remembering the names of certain things, or remembering like colleagues' names. You might want to just list them down in your Study Key so you can quickly refer to it, and then you're not embarrassed or worried about, calling them the wrong name, and then it's a worrying thing, isn't it? We don't work in an office, so I know who he is because it's just a name. But if you're face to face with people and you're worried about remembering their names or where to go, what the building looks like, you don't want to be late, you can add all that information into your Study Key there. So that, and you can also add tasks as well. We've looked at that a little bit with regards to tasks for university life, like writing your essay or doing your literature review and doing all that reading, or attending a lecture. But you'll also have tasks that you have to do while you're on placement. So you could add those in and then really reflect on how that's going there. So that's how Study Key can help when you're on placement. This is not a group thing though, so it's not the group work side of things. This is a very individual piece of technology, is the Study Key. It is an individual app that you don't share with other people, apart from your contacts people, which we looked at on Monday, didn't we? At who you could contact if you were feeling bad, or they can be notified if your check-ins were you're particularly feeling bad about something in particular. So that is that. I will close my phone screen now. We're back here on my laptop now, but I don't need to share anymore because I want to show you just 2 things, but they're physical things, so no need to share the screen. Right, we're back. The two things D-birds and the scan marker. These are D-birds. I think they're applicable in both aspects of today's webinar. Going on placement, if you have noise sensitivity, worried about being in a noisy environment, you can put the D-birds in, reduce the background noise a bit so you're more comfortable, especially if you're having to work in an office with lots of people talking and you're not used to that, you're used to being at home, doing your studying. You can wear the D-birds. That's going to reduce your anxiety, help you focus as well. We were looking at that yesterday, weren't we? When, me being dyslexic, I can't read. If there's background talking or music, use a D-birds. So just the same if you're on placement. But also travelling to a placement, if you really find it difficult to be on public transport, maybe the engine of the bus, unless it's electric, is noisy and it makes you uncomfortable, that noise, wear the D-birds. Or even in an office, air conditioning drone might trouble you. So loads of places and environments that the D-birds going to help you. But also with group work and being in a group, you may just want to reduce the noise, not totally block it out. That's going to help too. So that is the D-birds useful in both group work and placements. And finally, we've got the scan marker. The reason we've included the scan marker in today's webinar is because it's very portable and you can take it on placement. It's something that can be in your pocket to reassure you about things, especially if you have challenges with reading and knowing how to pronounce words. Maybe you are on a medical placement and you're thinking, there's lots of words I've got to report back or speak to a patient and don't remember how you pronounce that medical term. You can scan it and then listen, and then you're going to be reassured. You can put it in your pocket and nobody needs to know. So that's one way you can use it. Other ways, just as a reading tool. You can scan, read, and it's offline, so you've not got any issues with data protection and all of that. That sometimes in the workplace is a challenge, especially if you're working in law or something like that, or in a prison or something. You can't be online, so something like this is useful. But also, especially this one, the Scan Marker Max, you can talk into it and it can transcribe what you're saying. So that's useful. If you need to quickly remind yourself of something, or you're rubbish at writing quickly, you can just record it and it's going to be stored in there. And then you can transfer that information onto your computer. So that's another way that this scan marker is going to work well for you if you're on placement, like an internship. So that's some useful ways that this scan marker can be used, not only just as a standard reader pen, but there's a few other aspects to it as well. So yeah, that's why we included it. And that's day 4 done. Have I missed anything out? Is he, Gary?
No, I don't think so. No, we have. It's a great session. Yes,
slightly shorter than the others. We're on 39 minutes.
Yeah.
Has anybody got any questions who's listening? Right, a reminder, these are all recorded and they're all going on our Aventido YouTube channel, so you can watch back or share with others. We are back again tomorrow. We're all back. Is it? Yes. I think we're all back, aren't we? All three of us.
For the final day.
Yeah. And we're talking about revising, preparing for exams, and using assistive technology to help you. So yes, have a great afternoon, everybody, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow, same time, same place in cyberspace. I never did discover whether is cyberspace a like a old-fashioned term now. You're not meant to use that word.
I don't know. I feel like that's still quite in, Mary. Yeah.
Or you're meant to say cloud, or Is cloud a bit more of a modern?
Yeah, maybe cloud's a little bit more.
Yeah. In my age me if I call it cyberspace.
Not
Yeah,
mine.